A lot of people are mad at the Mexico Beach residents for voting to recall Michelle Miller as mayor last year. And I was at first, you get what you deserve. But I'm really not so mad at most of the good residents of Mexico Beach because the propaganda by WMBB and the sheriff's office and the state attorney's office and the organized interest group and everybody who has a lot to lose with the devastating audit findings, and them not wanting you to know about the $46 million FEMA deal, that nearly half the money that Mexico Beach got after Hurricane Michael from FEMA went to one guy, Mark Garrison, and his companies. Kaiser Kane Storm got about $45 million. No bid. And the auditor general findings were just devastating. So how in the world would they kind of hide this? Well, for one thing, they succeeded with a lot of help. They succeeded in recalling Mayor Michelle Miller, who was trying to tell everybody about these things. But what you're going to see tonight, I'm going to show you several videos of Mayor Alcathy, of Iron Fist, and why we nicknamed the now mayor Rich Wolf Iron Fist. You're going to love it. And the way that during the recall last year, they also added so dang insane. So, and I'll prove this to you. Like in a few minutes, you're going to say, I don't like Bernie, but damn, he just proved every single thing he said. Everything. Like, holy crap. That's unbelievable. I thought he was nuts. As a matter of fact, let me stop bloviating and let me get right to it. First thing that I want to show you is, let's do this. First thing I'll show you is how the current mayor, Rich Wolf, when he was a council member, how he treated the ladies on the council and why we nicknamed him Iron Fist. And you're going to see after that how all the members of the council, including the city attorney, how they all gaslit everybody and said that it was not a strong mayor in 2023. And I'll prove to you beyond a doubt that, yes, it was a strong mayor when she was elected. I'll prove it to you because you'll see Alcathy say it, the former mayor, just the year before, along with the very same attorney, Clint McCahill. You'll see the legislative audit committee, the joint legislative audit committee. You'll see that they evaluated the charter and they said it. But last year, what this organized effort succeeded at doing was they changed the charter, right? They put it up for the residents to vote. And they said, we need a weak mayor. We want a council mayor form of government instead of a mayor council form of government. Strong mayor versus weak mayor form of government. Why would they need to do that if Michelle Miller was not a strong mayor? Well, they succeeded at that too. But now that Mexico Beach is a weak mayor system, a council mayor form of government, now that that's actually in place, they're operating as a strong mayor. Don't believe me? I'll show you everything I just told you. But let's start with Rich Wolf, Iron Fist. All right, hold on. That's not it. All right. Oh, here we go. So, hold on. I think I pulled up the wrong one. All right. Let me get you the right one because this is too good. It's a real short video too. Let's see. Is that it? Jeez, I'm sorry. I think it's this. And if I don't have it pulled up, I'll just have to show you another time. I won't spend too much time on it. No, that's definitely not it. Okay. Enough of that. Let's get to where Mayor Cathy said in 2022 that it is a strong mayor form of government. You ready for this? You're not going to believe this. All right, I'm going to let this roll. This was Al Cathy the year before the election. This is 2022. And what he's doing with the old council in 2022 is they're voting to give themselves a raise. And everybody's going to say that, Mayor, you're a strong mayor. You've got all the responsibility. You need a bigger raise. And Clint McCahill, the city attorney, wrote the contracts. So they all knew that Mayor Miller was a strong mayor. But now we know, because of what they were hiding, what 18 accounts had access to the Springbrook software. And they were all acting as though, it was a top secret thing. All right, so watch 2022, the owner of Ace Hardware, who got $500,000 from the city while he was mayor. Watch this from 2022.
No, you're not claiming anymore to be a CEO, CFO, and have unilateral control.
So this is when she was in office. That's Mayor Cathy speaking to the council, saying, you don't have unilateral control. You're not the CEO, the CFO. Right? That's what he's saying. But the year before, I'm going to show you right after this. It's going to show it.
I've never claimed to have unilateral control, sir. And I only spoke straight from the charter, as you did one time, sir.
But if you read the charter, it is the mayor is the CEO, mayor is the CFO of the city.
So, do you have anything else you'd like to address the council?
I would
You
just-
got probably a few more minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we can bury our head in saying and act like we don't know why there's two administrators. So I'm just asking.
Let me ask
Are
you a
there-
question.
Sure.
Is it not, how many administrators left on your watch, sir?
Oh, probably several.
And was it because you were
No,
CFO, CEO?
Well, I'm just asking, no, I wasn't a CEO or a CFO. But if you read the charter, it is the mayor is the CEO, mayor is the CFO of the city. No, I wasn't a CEO or a CFO.
Mhm.
I didn't claim that. I didn't dictate powers and duties outside the realm of the city council.
I asked
So-
what I dictated, sir.
Do I need to answer that?
That's up to you. You don't have
No,
to.
I'll just let the council answer that. They know the answer.
Oh, okay, you've been
So
talking to
I'm-
the council, so I'm sure.
No, I
we
don't have to.
got- Take care of it.
It's on the tape.
Wow. All right. So now we know maybe one reason why he was really not wanting anybody to, not wanting her to see where the money went, because his he was a vendor while he was the mayor. All right. And you heard him say, you saw the charter language. You heard him say in 2022, the mayor's the CFO, CEO. They all got a raise. Clint McCahill knew it. Everybody knew it. And when it went in front of the Joint Legislative Audit Committee last year, here's what they had to say about it. This is unbelievable. All right. So this, as I've shown you before, this is
Just want everyone to know that
Senator Jay Trumbull.
I believe their charter.
So when this is the sort of the end of when he was standing in front of the Legislative Auditing Committee, because Mayor Miller wrote a letter because the council didn't want to do it. She wrote a letter and they met, and State Senator Jay Trumbull had to go up in front of them along with State Representative Griff Griffiths. And the first question that this representative, the chairman, Representative Caruso, his first question was, what kind of mayor do they have? A strong mayor or a weak mayor? He and everybody else already knew the answer. And Senator Trumbull acted like he didn't know. And then toward the end of this, Chairman Caruso surprises Senator Trumbull because he actually knew the answer. This was last year. Watch.
I want everyone to know that I believe their charter does call for a strong mayor.
Watch. Griff knew it.
And strangely enough, I understand the mayor is being denied access to financial records and her ability to.
Now, all of these people on this Legislative Auditing Committee, they all have memos, and they're all whispering to each other like, holy crap, I can't believe this is them. That's them. It was crazy.
Carry out her responsibilities since she is responsible for the city's financial records. So I think an audit is certainly called for when the other members of the council don't want her to have access to those records. It might be good that somebody independent steps in and takes a look at it. So I will be up on it. With that, we're going, any other further debate? Okay, Melissa, would you please call the roll?
Representative Benjamin is excused. Senator Broder,
Yes.
Senator Davis,
Yes.
Senator DeSigley,
Yes.
Representative Gossett Seidman,
Yes.
Representative Hart is excused. Representative Plakin,
Yes.
Senator Simon,
Yes.
Representative Yarkowski, Vice Chair Pizzo,
Yes.
Chair Caruso.
Yes.
We have a quorum.
Watch how they, you see the guy with his arms folded? Maybe you can see my little pointer here, right there. Watch, that's the vice chair. Watch the way they look at each other when Senator Trumbull turns around, because they all knew how bad it was, what he was saying to them. Watch.
Thank y'all.
Look at them. Oh, snap. Look at wow. So that's how the audit came about. Let's take a look. You're absolutely not going to believe this. Let's take a look at how the council treated Mayor Miller. Watch the way Jerry Bad Liability Smith acts, and watch the way Rich Iron Fist Wolf acts, and Aaron Welly. Why am I forgetting Welly's first name? Adrian. Adrian Drama Queen Welly. Watch how concerned they were, saying you can't direct anybody to do anything. You can't look in the Springbrook software. Only 18 other accounts have access to the Springbrook software. All right. I'm going to show you that. And then I'm going to show you the very last meeting they had a couple of nights ago. And the way that they're running the meeting, this is how they're trying to sweep all of these devastating findings under the rug. I'll show you right after this.
Hand caught in the cookie jar? Sometimes bad habits continue even into adulthood. I'm El Saline, 850-215-0628. Let me help you.
Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777. All right, let's look at the meeting that they just had. No, I'm sorry. We're going to look at the meeting from 2023. This might be January 2024. It is May 23rd. So it's like the third meeting or so of Mayor Miller. And watch how they're all conspiring. Now that we know what we know. The big guy on the bottom right is Doug Baber. He was the city administrator. He was the one that facilitated, well, he was there from after Mario Gisbert left until Chris Hubbard got there. And Chris Hubbard got there just a few months after this because Doug Baber took off and he got another job, he said, just a few months later down in Crystal River, Florida. And then they fired him a few months later because he was doing the same stuff there, except for the board in Crystal River wasn't putting up with that kind of stuff. And then the lawyer who's on the other side, the guy with his arms out on the left of your screen, that's Clint McCahill. They're all going to conspire. Watch this. Now that we know what we know, you can't do anything. You're just a figurehead. You're not a strong mayor. Watch.
Of her role in our government, and think we should trust his council so we can move forward with more constructive meetings, and Nick's too. I got the other copy. If somebody wants that copy, I can probably get it from Tammy. First, without question, the city charter is the ruling document, as you see it, of the city. Hands down, it's like our constitution. The charter states that the mayor shall be a chief elected minister and fiscal official, yet does not define the role of CEO, CFO. The charter does clearly and definitely state that the city council.
You did see the year before this, they all agreed that the mayor was a strong mayor. You saw the Joint Legislative Auditing Committee, what they said. After this, you saw the charter itself. And then you know that they voted to change the charter to go from mayor council form of government, strong mayor, to council mayor form of government, which is weak mayor. Why are they all conspiring to lie like this? Because the audit findings were so bad, and they only went back to 2021. They didn't go back to the $46 million deal when Mayor Al Cathy, strong Mayor Al Cathy, and Adrian Welly, who's sitting up there at the top in the burgundy shirt, he was the city clerk at the time. He signed the contract, the no-bid contract, along with Mayor Cathy, to give the first $10 million to Mark Garrison's company, Kaiser Kane Storm. He had three or four companies, and he got nearly half of the $100 million in FEMA money with no bids. They didn't want you to know that. So we know that it's a strong mayor at this point, but watch all of them, and now we know why. Watch.
Is the ruling body of the city, not the mayor, not a council person, not the administrator.
Look how nervous they all
City
are.
council, period. While parts of the 60-year-old charter are outdated, the city has smoothly operated for close to 40 years without any major self-proclaiming themselves as CEO.
That's Jerry Smith. We nicknamed him Bad Liability because he said it was a bad liability to let the broad look at the going to the Springbrook software. They finally let her, but they monitored her, and she only had read access. But all three FEMA consultants had access to change the utility billing records. All three FEMA consultants. There were 18 accounts open. Chris Hubbard's account was open for 10 years after he resigned the first time in disgrace. In 2014, it was open 10 years while his girlfriend was the accountant. So that's why they're all stressed out here. Look.
CEO, CFO is hard to imagine given a 2-year elected official undefined power. It seems the role of the administrator is also in question. Telephone, please. The telephone's out there. I don't want to be distracted.
Please make sure your phones are on silent.
I forgot how good this,
Right.
how funny Jerry Smith is.
The chain of command. Doug's responsibilities are outlined in the city ordinance, and I think we need to recognize that his man is both competent, effective, and remains in the scope of his job description.
Who wrote that for him?
Lastly, outside private attorneys or CPAs associated with council members have no standing with the city, none. The city attorney, city accountant, city clerk, and the city administrator are trained, educated, experienced in performing the duties assigned to them.
Wow. Boy, it's so interesting to watch this. All the people that had access to Springbrook software, all the people involved in the bad findings. He said, they're all the experts, not this broad next to me. She's a bad liability. She could get in there and see some social security numbers, he said. That's what they said. While tons of accounts had the ability to change bank records, even the FEMA consultants had access to change utility billing records. Look, if you're a resident in Mexico Beach, I am sorry that you didn't believe me or her. I really am. You guys, it was too much for an ordinary citizen because it was too hard to believe. And I didn't even tell you at the time. that half of the $100 million in FEMA money nearly went to one guy and his 3 or 4 companies. That's why you don't have a city peer. That's why your property taxes are high. And that's why these people have been lying to you for so long.
If your mayor, by choosing to declare themselves the CEO, CFO of the city, becomes a micromanager, then productivity in this city will cease. Meaning, we as a council have failed in our responsibility to the citizens and the taxpayers.
Wow.
Actually, without council authority, it cannot continue. I like for all of us at this table to work toward completeness. We were elected to champion the city. Let's try to do that together.
If what he said was true, why did they several months later have to vote to change the charter to make the mayor position a weak position and the council position the strong? They wouldn't have had to do that.
Now, that's what I see. But I would like for us as a council, going through what Clint's got and what Nick's got and then our city charter, to do understand that we are a city council run, not the mayor.
All right, so you heard that, right? Watch.
Ms. Miller, you agree with that?
No, sir, I actually do not.
I would expect you to. But as a council, I'd like to find out where we.
Look how stressed Adrian Welly looks. He's the guy on the top right in the burgundy shirt. I mean, I always suspected I knew why he was so stressed, but knowing that he and Al Cathy in 2019, January of or February of 2019, signed the contract that amended Mark Garrison's company and began the $46 million sweetheart deal to him and his several companies. No wonder he's stressed. He didn't want you. They didn't want her to find that out. They didn't want anyone to know that.
We stand. How are we going to do this? How about you?
You talked about.
Now, this is important. That is Iron Fist. That is Rich Wolf. He's now the mayor. Okay. When they recalled Mayor Miller, he's now the mayor. He's going to argue that they are a council strong. It's only fair if the council decides. Now that it really is a council strong system and a weak mayor system. Next, I'm going to show you how the meeting went last a couple of days ago. You are not going to believe it.
Working as a team going forward and all that. I'm all with you on that, okay? How are we gonna do that if we can't settle this? I mean, it's just a simple question.
Well, I'd like to know, what do you expect from the council? What do you want us to do?
They are
What is
so
your
worried.
plan or agenda? That way we'll know what we're up against. Now we don't know. I mean, it's the city's in a turmoil with our employees and at the office up there. So if you let us know, I would appreciate it.
Look at their body language.
Okay, so the city charter.
All right. So anyway, so you saw they were all telling her that it's a strong council for, and you know it's not. You know it wasn't then. Okay, now it is. So let's take a look at how the meeting last week went, or a couple days ago rather. Now that Rich Wolf is actually the mayor. Okay, so somebody just spoke. This is toward the end of the meeting. And somebody just said, look, the audit findings were pretty concerning. Can we get our act together? And now, if you'll forgive me, I should know probably his name, but I don't, because I haven't been following the meetings over the last several months. But the gentleman on the right who's about to speak, I forgive me, I don't know his name. If somebody puts his name in there, the council member, he's going to say that they're all going to say that the audit was great because it showed them where they can get better. And then Mayor Rich Iron Fist Wolf in the middle in the white shirt, he's going to start talking about how he's directing everybody to do stuff. Remember, just the year before, he was saying a mayor cannot direct the staff. It's got to be the whole council. Well, a mayor actually did have that role a year ago. Now it is a council strong government, and everybody on the council, including the attorney, all of them, they're going to act like Rich Wolf is a strong mayor. They can't have dissent. They can't argue and talk about the 46, that half of the FEMA money, nearly half of the $100 million went to one guy and his companies. They don't want that discussed. So the way they're going to sweep it under the rug is they're going to pretend that Rich Wolf is a strong mayor. This is a violation of the charter again, and it's unbelievable. Watch.
So there have been a lot of misrepresentations about the JLAC audit.
There's been a lot of misrepresentations. Oh my gosh. I don't see his name. Who's the guy talking? I'm sorry. If somebody put his name, I just don't know him. There's been a lot of misrepresentations, especially on that social media stuff. All right. Watch, this is crazy.
And in the report and the feedbacks, unfortunately, Alex, one of the things you said isn't correct. But there's a lot of stuff that isn't correct on Facebook. So I really would like to get beyond this, but I bring this up for just discussion. Should we go through this and explain our response and what's been done to the citizens at a council meeting?
So there should be a discussion among the council, since it's a council strong system. But Rich Wolf's going to say, I've already directed everybody what to do. This is crazy.
It's not, the audit is done. Here's what, and we responded to the audit. What I've asked Chris to do next, along with the committee that myself and the finance and both some staff.
Are you hearing this? What I've directed the city administrator to do, along with the committee that we have that you guys are not on. The rest of the commission's not on it. We have our own little committee. I'm directing everybody, and we don't want to talk about this in public. He's acting like a strong mayor, and everybody's letting him do it. That is crazy as hell. But, you would think that the audit findings are so effing bad. And the fact that it didn't even go back to the 46 million that all went to one guy with no bids. They want this to go away. And so this is how they're trying to do it. Will it work?
Obviously, Tammy and Julie. In the next 30 to 60 days, we're going to take and show you basically of those 9 infractions or non-conforming items, we're going to go over exactly where we're at. And we can do that right here at the table. And it'll also be posted the same as we did with the audit.
He makes the rules, huh? Look at that.
Okay, that's agree with that.
They'll be back in 18 months to see us and see how we're doing.
And then
My understanding of the audit, I think the audit went very good. For what we
Rich Wolf thinks the audit went very good. It's just normal to watch politicians lie and gaslight. But some of them, I get surprised every single time. I get surprised really that you all fall for it. Not you, but y'all. I mean, I know you're smart enough not to fall for it if you've been following along here, but and the truth is, in Mexico Beach, nobody at the table's falling for it. They're all in on it. It's the theater still going on, the play. They all have their parts and their scripts. And it's a theater. But there's a lot of good people who live in Mexico Beach, who have property in Mexico Beach, who are residents, who vote, who are paying the highest ad valorem taxes and fees, who are wondering what the heck's going on. And so they start paying attention, and you've got these officials lying to them, saying that the audit went really good. Oh, man. Wow.
we had to deal with. There were actually things that we did not conform to that we need to correct. I believe they're being put in place, and we'll have documentation to prove that in the next 30 to 60 days.
And then
He makes the rules now.
The status of the last audit we're behind is it's almost done.
So this is crazy too. One of the things that they got popped on in the Auditor General findings is that for the past, I'd say 3 years, they violate state law. I'm sorry, they violate the city's own ordinance charter. The city charter is like the Constitution for the city. And the city charter mandates that they provide an audit to the state every year. And it has a date, a deadline. Well, they miss it every time the last 3 years. And you'd think with all the scrutiny on them that they'd have it together this time, but they don't. Watch, they're all going to say, we should be getting it in. Watch.
That's for the previous fiscal year, not last year, but the one.
Right. So it sounds like we've got our JLAC input and we're moving forward with those corrections. If you look at the past audits, some of the same comments, and I think with the hiring of Mike and the new attention we have, this will not be late again. It would be a pretty darn good reason, like another hurricane or something.
We caught up on, in the last year and a half, we've caught up on the last 2 audits, and now we're ready to do our own do this year. So we have.
In the last year and a half, we've caught up on the past 2 audits. The last 2 delinquent audits, or late audits rather, we caught up on those. What are you even talking about? You guys hired a dumb guy, really a dumb guy. First thing he ever said to me was, I show up it was at this meeting. It was at this very meeting. I'm live streaming the meeting, and he's throwing a fit that you can't live stream the meeting. He still can't believe it. The attorney, Clint McCahill, had to tell him, yeah, he can do that. He doesn't need our permission. He still thinks you got to get permission to live stream a council meeting. This guy's unbelievable. We caught up on the last 2 late ones, and the audit was really actually very good. And now I'm telling everybody what to do, and everybody's doing it. I mean, you got to admit that is insane, isn't it?
Have it done by June.
June, yeah, they're planning on starting at the end of March.
So it's already in the hands of the right people already, so we're moving on.
Oh.
I just think it's important to reemphasize to the citizens that we're almost caught up. We're not going to do this. We're not going to get behind as a city again. And I like your idea of coming back in 30 to 60 days to go over where we're at. We should probably look at the other late audits possibly and see what comments were made in those that we might want to address.
Here's a comment for you right here. See that one by Sarah Moon?
We might be able to look at maybe.
There's a comment for you if you're looking for comments. Hey, what are you talking about, Miss Sarah Moon? The audit was really good.
One later than this year.
Yeah, because a lot of them are similar.
Yeah, they're repeats.
Yeah. So, thank you.
The brains behind the outfits helping me out here. If they don't file the audit, the state can and will withhold any funds the city would be entitled to receive from the Florida Department of Revenue. Taxes they've collected. Thank you, Miss Sarah Moon. I mean, I don't even want to show you anymore. I don't. I'm out. But I wanted you to see the just how crazy it is in there. But I want to make this distinction between those who are in on it and those who are being fooled by it. And I know that if you don't know me or my history or what I've done, I realize that it sounds too hard to believe. I get it. And maybe my histrionics are a bit much. I understand. But Michelle Miller tried to tell you, I'm showing you the evidence. I'm not just saying it, showing you the evidence And now they're acting in Mexico Beach as though they have a strong mayor. I still don't think. I mean, I know it's, probably a long shot maybe, but I don't think this whole story, what I'm trying to say is, I think there's still a chance for accountability because Mexico Beach is connected to the Bay County bone, and the Bay County bone's connected to the Panama City bone, and the Panama City bone's connected to the Panama City Beach bone. These things are not isolated, even in the county. This is there were serious criminality in Washington County, Gulf County, Bay County, Walton County. And a lot of it ties to the Bay Walton sector plan and the big kingpins. They've had serious protection. But this is crazy stuff. And there's new seats coming in. There's going to be new people in Homeland Security, new people in the Justice Department, new people in the FBI. You say, yeah, but Bernie, the statute of limitations has run out. And I say, not for racketeering. I mean, that's just what I say. All right. I want to thank, of course, the Unknown Patriot for your support and all of you who helped me finance and this little enterprise of mine to try and tell you what WMBB cannot and won't, what the local news won't tell you because they're not news. They're public-private partners. Thank you to those of you who do that. And by the way, I do have it today. If any of you have been hoping to talk with me and haven't been able to reach me, this is the way to do it. All right. I'm just real quick. This is it. You can book a call. And those of you who have done it have had my undivided attention at Calendly. You can take a screenshot, calendly.com/Bernie Thompson. And you'll have my undivided attention. And it doesn't just have to be about a tip or any of that. We can talk about citizen journalism, any of that stuff. All right. I wanted to share that with you, and I'll have more for you very, very soon. It's like I keep looking up and going, I cannot believe I've got to tell this story. But I do. I've got more stories that I'm going to have to share with you, and I will.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at Little John's Big and Tall.